Welcome to the Mussar video blog. We were studying the book Strive for Truth, or Michtav Eliyahu in the Hebrew, from Rabbi Dessler, and he says a very interesting thing. I found it quite interesting the way he put it, but let me just give some background. So the Torah, of course, believes that there is a world to come after this world, and it's going to be a much more spiritual world. And of course, we don't really know what it's going to be like, but we believe conceptually that there is such a thing. And now, this is not the place or the time to get into that subject, but we oftentimes think in terms of the righteous, those people who've done good things in their life, will go into this world to come, this spiritual world. They'll leave the so-called shackles of our physical body and go into a world which is spiritually pure, enlightened, and bask in the radiance of the divine. Okay, that's a rough idea of what it is, although we don't really know in a tangible way what this world to come is. But Rabbi Dessler said an interesting idea. He said, people say, or somebody says, that it's not that the righteous go to the world to come, that spiritual world, but they make the world to come lives inside the righteous. Meaning that in this world, our goal is to take that spiritual world and make it a part of us now, here, in this world. And I thought that was a wonderful idea, because it takes this somewhat abstract concept, this spiritual world to come, whatever that is, and it says, no, live it in this world. Make this world into that world to come. Make this world a spiritual world. I mean, let my insides, my inner being, connect to this. That sounds a little bit abstract, but let's try to concretize a little bit. You go outside, you see a tree. Well, it's a beautiful tree, but God created the world. That tree is a manifestation of God's wisdom, of God's goodness. This tree is growing, it's blossoming, there's leaves. You look in the sky, you see the clouds, you feel the rain, breathe in the air. That's a connection to the divine. It could be. Just focus on it and it becomes a connection to the divine. I look inside myself. We're made up of who knows how many cells there are in the human body, right? Trillions of cells, 100 trillion cells in the human body, and who knows how many molecules. We're talking about like 10 to the 27th power. And somehow they all work together with incredible synergy, with such complexity. This is seeing God's hand in myself. I look at another person. I see something that was created by God. Divine. You go through life, everything. And the Chovos HaLevavos, Duties of Our Heart, tells us that even ideas, like, did you ever wonder, where do these ideas, these flashes, these inspirations, these epiphanies that people get, where do they come from? He says, it comes from God. God puts it into a person's mind. So when you go on the plane and you say, well, how many inventions were required before this plane came into being? Well, a heck of a lot. That's a lot of epiphanies. God sent these epiphanies to thousands, millions, whatever it is, of people to make this happening. So this is also everything. Everything just becomes another manifestation of God's world, of the divine. The way I act. If I act in a holy way, if I act in a selfless way, that's bringing the divine into my life. Really, if a person could internalize this idea, we could imbue our life with such loftiness, with such sublimity, and it could change the whole way we relate to this world, the way we relate to people, the way we relate to our Torah studies, where we're discovering God's word, God's insight into everything. It's so widespread, it pervades through all aspects of our being. If we could just take this message to heart, bring the world to come, bring the spiritual world into ourselves, live life right now in this world from that spiritual perspective. See you next time.